While many people can say they've tasted the chicken at KFC, most don't know that the beloved chicken chain has a colorful history behind its success. There's a lot more to this chain than crispy fried chicken and a handful of delicious sides. Here is everything you never knew about KFC. Gas station food. Nobody wants to eat gas station food, but every time you devour KFC's legendary chicken, that's exactly what you're getting. Yep, it's true. KFC actually started in a gas station. In the early 1930s, Harlan Sanders was running a service station when a customer complained that he couldn't find any good food in the area. Sanders, who had learned to cook as a child, saw an opportunity and converted a storage room into a small diner.
I fed truck drivers and millionaires all over the same table. I didn't know anything about the restaurant business. I didn't know what table d'hote, a la carte, or any of that meant.
It was a hit, and by the time Colonel Sanders sold the company in 1964, there were more than 600 Kentucky Fried Chicken franchises. Kentucky Fried Justice. In 1991, Kentucky Fried Chicken shocked the poultry-eating world when the company changed its name to KFC. Publicly, it claimed to be dropping the fried part because it wanted to be associated with healthier eating. But it was actually the Kentucky part that was the real problem. In 1990, the Commonwealth of Kentucky trademarked the name Kentucky and began charging money for businesses to use it. Kentucky Fried Chicken refused and simply changed the chain's name to KFC instead. There is a happy ending, though. In 2006, the two sides resolved their issues, and KFC once again regained the right to be known as Kentucky Fried Chicken. That calls for a celebratory sandwich. Christmas in Japan. If you ever find yourself spending Christmas in Japan, don't be surprised when, instead of a turkey or ham dinner, you end up celebrating with KFC. The tradition took off in the 1970s after a group of foreigners couldn't find turkey for Christmas and decided to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken instead. KFC seized on the idea, and soon Kentucky for Christmas spread throughout the country. Today, people stand in line for hours each Christmas Eve for a special KFC Christmas chicken dinner, which is served with champagne and cake. Secret Twitter recipe. While the KFC chicken recipe is kept under lock and key, savvy Twitter users notice something intriguing about KFC's account. The company only follows 11 other accounts, which is significant since their signature secret recipe consists of 11 herbs and spices. The accounts KFC follows? All 5 members of the Spice Girls and 6 men named Herb. Nice. The Wendy's connection. KFC as we know it wouldn't have existed without help from Dave Thomas. While working for KFC, Thomas came up with the idea for the iconic red and white striped chicken bucket, the streamlined menu, and the rotating chicken bucket signage. He also encouraged Sanders to appear in commercials and become the face of the brand, advice he later took himself after leaving KFC to found Wendy's. Redacted. There's an FBI file on Colonel Sanders that, while accessible to the public, has entire sections blacked out. The file includes background info on Sanders as well as copies of letters he sent to FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover. The file is 15 pages long, and a note at the beginning makes it clear that Sanders has never been the subject of an FBI investigation, which makes the blacked-out sections even more intriguing. Could it contain the secret recipe?
And then we have 4 ounces. 4 ounces of what? 4 ounces of 4 ounces of grandfather's overcoat.
Crossover appeal. In recent years, KFC has become a bit of a phenomenon, and not just at Japanese Christmas. For starters, there are those head-scratchingly surreal TV commercials which are filled with pop culture references.
Chicken with fries, 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 chicken with fries.
But they've also branched out into video games, releasing the 8-bit Colonel Quest in 2015 and the VR cooking simulator The Hard Way in 2017. And in 2015, KFC teamed up with DC Comics for the first in a series of action-packed comic books starring Colonel Sanders. No CGI needed for this mustache. Colonel Sanders hated KFC. After selling KFC, Sanders remained the face of the brand, with actors and even puppets portraying him as the company's mascot long after he passed away in 1980.
Howdy, folks, it's me, the real Colonel Sanders.
But Sanders quickly grew to regret his decision to sell the franchise. He claimed that people recognized him wherever he went and would stop him to complain about KFC's food, complaints that he took personally and completely agreed with. After visiting a franchise in New York City, Sanders said it was the worst fried chicken I've ever seen. The gravy was simply terrible, with Sanders calling it nothing more than wallpaper paste. Hey, at least Reba McEntire likes it.
I swear